Happy Wednesday. Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura show. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hi everybody. Welcome back, welcome back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so let's start with what the title is. Well, first let me say hi to everybody. Good morning, Candace. Thank you for your condolences. I appreciate that. Frida, good morning. Elsie, good morning. Dina, good morning. I'm glad you're getting the buttons on those towels. Almost finished then. Elsie, good morning. And Lori, good morning. And Purple Thread, hi, nice to see you. Good morning. So I'm not, I don't know how to start. My childhood dog, Cleo, she was hey AJ, she was a beautiful white, she started off the color of Penny when we picked her up from when she was a puppy. She was honestly really, she was quite like terracotta red. We were gonna call her Penny. We decided not to call her Penny because we couldn't find which queen or king was named Penelope that we liked, so we went with Cleo because we named all of our dogs growing up after kings and queens. And so we called her Cleo. It looks like I'm having some issues with my video quality while I tell my story here. I hope you've got audio. Just one second, let me see if I can fix it. Okay. All right, looks like we're all green now. Apologies if we've got any issues with the stream quality. I can't really do much about it at this point. So, good morning, Beauty Journals. Nice to see you. Hey, AJ, don't worry, she's in heaven. And Cleo was number 3, and then after Cleo, she had puppies, and we named one of her puppies Elvis, like the king, and my parents got a dog. Elvis passed away, like, tragically 2 years ago in the winter, and they got a puppy and named him Dave, like King David. So all the dogs have had king, queen names, so that's why Cleo is Cleo. Anyway, Cleo, oh my goodness, I was thinking about this while I was putting my makeup on. Cleo was there the first time I put makeup on. Cleo was there for every breakup. Cleo was there for every first date. Cleo was literally, she was 17. She was just about to turn 17. And she was there for every single monumental occasion in my life. Because what do you do when you come home from your best first date? You go and hug your dog. Like, that's what you do. And when I had any of my breakups, like any of them, because she was there from before I had even hit puberty, she was my dog. So she was my breakup companion, my first date confidant, she was the best good girl. Like, obviously every single dog is the best dog that there ever was, but Cleo was the best dog that there ever was. So she's been deteriorating. I don't know another way. She's been going through the dying process. Like, she's been unwell for a little while, maybe under 6 months, I would say. She's been deteriorating. She's still been eating and drinking and walking and wagging her tail and doing all the things, but she's been slowing down, getting stiffer, having a hard time lying down and getting back up. And then last week she stopped eating. She was no longer, like, my mom, for the last maybe month, my mom has been cooking for her instead of feeding her dog food. So, like, she makes her ground beef and rice every night. Like, my mom loves this dog. Oh my God, just thinking about how it hurts for my mom is what hurts. Hold on a second. Because I have a separation between my pets and myself. Of course I understand Thunder is my number 1, but if he's in pain, that's not his fault. That's my problem, So when he can't advocate for himself and it's time for him to be put down, I have to make that decision for him. It's not sad for me, it's sad for him, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I'm not even mourning Cleo. It was the best time for her. I'm glad my parents were able to make that decision when they needed to, because it's a really hard decision to make. I know, I really understand that for a lot of people, looking at your pet and saying, I need to make you not alive anymore, is a really hard decision. Oh, come here, you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to freak you out. Come on. Come on. I know you loved her too. Anyway, just knowing how my mom feels about it is heartbreaking, because my mom doesn't separate it in her head the same way that, I don't know, maybe I'm a sociopath, obviously not, I'm crying, but I mean, in the way that I can see my dog as my responsibility. It's my fault that Thunder is even alive, so it will be my decision when he shouldn't be anymore, basically. So anyway, Cleo's been deteriorating. I've been ready for her to pass away. I've been the one that said to my parents, she has been the best dog for our whole family. My brother and I used to be able to like pick her up by her feet, like by just her 4 feet, and swing her over onto your back like a lamb. Like she was so tolerant of us as teenagers being idiots, basically. And she had puppies, and I got to experience that, which was amazing. And she was the best dog. Honestly, she was the best dog. Knowing what my mom feels is what's heartbreaking for me, because she was my mom's best dog too. You know, she was the best good girl that we ever had. She protected our family. She had such a good bark. She could really like scare somebody away, which is awesome. She could catch a robin, a cardinal, or a blue jay while it was flying. Like, she would bring back birds to my parents. She's a dog, she's not a cat. And anyway, so I was saying to my parents maybe 2 weeks ago when I saw her, my parents were like, she's having a hard time. She's not, like, we have to help her lie down now. She's not comfortable anymore. And I said, like, she deserves a good death. She's a really good dog. She deserves a good death. She doesn't deserve to suffer for months because we're not ready for her. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to make that decision, of course, but it's not her fault that she can't choose anything. She's a dog. So you have to be the one that chooses for her that it's time for her to go. Because if you're keeping her here for you, that's cruel. And I said that to my mom and dad. Like, obviously I didn't use harsh words like that, but I said she deserves the best of everything, because she has done nothing but given pure love and joy and like true family bonding. Our whole family is bonded over this one dog. Like, she's the last of my childhood, because oh my god, it was just give me a sec. I just need to like pull it together. I'm not sad that they put her down. I'm not sad that she's gone, because it's what's right. But I'm still sad, you know what I mean? So, thanks guys. So, we got her when I was still a kid. Like, I got in trouble for bringing my best friend, my childhood best friend, Vanessa. We were supposed to have the dog alone in the house for a couple of days for the whole family to get used to her. And I immediately called my friend when we got home from the farm we got her from, because it was so exciting. She was like she was the last thing we did together as a child, a family of children. Like, my brother wasn't even a teenager yet. So it's like, we were all kids, and she was the last thing we all did together as a family. And she was in my like childhood home where I grew up. She was the last dog that we got there. So my parents are on a farm now, and I know that like your childhood home doesn't define you, whatever, but it's like the end of an era. Cleo was tied to so much in our hearts, I guess. It's like she was the end of an era. Everything from here on is adulthood. So when my parents texted me, she's not doing well, we called the vet. I didn't even have my COVID test back yet, and I said, if I wear a mask, can I come over? And my mom obviously said yes, because we weren't very intelligent. It was a emotional decision, not an intelligent one. I went over and I just sat on my parents' kitchen floor and cried for like an hour with Cleo on my lap, and she didn't even move. She just stayed with me. She didn't want to be sitting in the lap of someone crying, you know, but she's the best good dog. This is going to be awful to watch, I'm sorry. It's awful watching someone cry, but I can't help it. When I talk about all of the things around Cleo. Like, when I talk about Cleo, I'm fine. It's the whole energy that surrounds her, is that my whole family loves her so much, and I know that all of them are hurting, and none of us can be together. And I know it's not the same as like losing a grandparent or something, but it kind of is. It's like she was like a bond for everybody. Oh wow, I look terrible. Sorry, I just glanced at the camera. Shouldn't do that. Ugh. I'm okay though. I know this is like very dramatic, but I'm okay. I really am. I knew she was going to be passing away soon. I knew they were going to have to put her down. I had been advocating for her to my parents for quite some time, saying that like she needs to be given the best treatment that you can offer her, because she deserves nothing less. And she was there for 17 years. She deserves the best, you know? Exactly. They love it when we're sad. They cuddle in for a good hug. Oh, hello from India. Welcome, Mountie. Mountie. The unconditional love she gave will be her greatest memory. And it's frustrating that no one will understand it except everybody who has a dog, you know? Like, you can't be like, my dog was the best dog. It's like, she was, though. She really was. She trusted me with everything. And you could trust her with everything. You could trust her with all of your secrets. She was never gonna tell. She was, anyway, she was the best good girl. My parents texted me and said it's not looking good. I irresponsibly went to my parents' house, even though I had not received my results from my COVID test. For those of you that don't know, I had a bad flu for the last little while, and it was just a flu, it turns out. I got swabbed and I got my test results back yesterday, which Ontario government, like, work on your test speed, because I received my test the previous Tuesday, so it took a full week for me to get the test results back. And on the test results page, like, they emailed me a copy. On the page, it said that they got the results back 1 day after I had taken the test. So it's just an epic fail. Sorry if I'm making you guys sad. I'm not trying to make you sad. I have a lot of nice things to talk about. I just wanted to tell you my dog passed away. And I went and said goodbye to her, and she obviously didn't know, but it was sad, obviously. But I got to say goodbye, which is so good. It's so good that I got to, because Elvis passed away. Now it's been 2 years, but Elvis was our last dog to die. And he passed away tragically. Like, suddenly and tragically. There was no warning. There was no amount of time to go. There was no way to go see him. It was like an emergency vet visit that ended with him dead. Like, a terrible way to lose a pet. Whereas a nicely enduring, a forced hug, good. Oh, I'm sorry, Lori. I don't want to make you guys cry. That's not my point. I don't want you guys to be sad. I just want you to know that I'm sad, and therefore you have to know, because that's what this is. It's where we hang out and we feel sad together sometimes. Honestly, the only thing I'm more sad about than losing Cleo is knowing how my mom feels, because my mom is like, all of this that I have is from my mom. This is not from my dad. My dad is the other side, the side making the jokes and keeping it light. That's my dad. my mom is this. So knowing that I have half of this, and it's her dog, and she knows that her kids are hurting, and she knows that it's the end of our childhood, like, I'm looking at it hurting more, looking at it from my mom's perspective. It's gotta be really hard for her. So, I have a way to make it a little bit lighter, but also, I couldn't hug my parents the day that she passed away. I went to their house and said my goodbyes, and then I went home, and my parents took her to the vet, or the vet came over. I don't know, I didn't even ask. They just said she's gone. So, I obviously had a good cry. I went out for a drive and just cried in the car, which was great because I put a mask on and sunglasses. Nobody knew. I could just ugly cry in my car while driving around town, which was great. But then, what happened was I went to my mom and dad's house to pick up cheesecake because my mom, I called my mom to say I'm sorry, and I don't know what to say because I'm sad too. How do you offer condolences to someone that you're mourning? So I said that to my mom. I don't even know what to say. I'm sad and you're sad, and I'm sorry that you're sad, and I'm sad that you're sad. Pretty much just an awkward garble of sadness is what I threw at my mom. And then she said, like, it's okay, I can't right now. It's in a box, we'll deal with it later when we can, because we can't even deal with it as a family. We just have to all be sad separately, quietly, until we can come together again. And then my dad came in. I was on the phone with my mom, and my dad came into the room, and he said, "There's 2 more ladies here. Do we have any more of those cheesecakes?" And my mom was like, "Yeah, we've got a couple more. They're just over here. And oh, don't forget the blueberry pie." And I was like, "You have cheesecake and blueberry pie? Can I come over and have some?" And then my mom was like, "Yeah, just come over. I've got bread for you and some cheesecakes." So I said, "We'll just do a drive-by. We won't come in, and we won't touch each other. We won't," because I still hadn't had my negative test yet. This is over the weekend. And don't do that. If you're waiting for results for a test, don't go see your loved ones, you idiot. I was an emotional person at that point. Not that I'm not right now, but you know what I mean. People just, it's real. This virus is important to respect, but I was stupid. I was stupid and sad. So, I went to my parents' house. I had my mask on. Alex had his mask on. We got out of the car, and I said, "I'm here for cheesecake." My mom went inside, and my dad went to the garage, and when he came out, he said, "You should probably give your mom a hug." And I was like, "I literally can't. You know that and I was like emotional. I literally can't." And he pulled out a plastic paint drop sheet and like spread it out. And he held it up, and Alex held it up on the other side so that my mom could like hug me through plastic. And it was hilarious, and it was also like really heartbreaking and heartwarming, and it was all of the things. It was all the things. My dad got a plastic drop cloth so that I could hug my mom, because my dad knew that my mom and I were probably hit hardest by it, because my brother and my older sister, they eventually went to school, like university, and Cleo and I were left behind. My little sister didn't have the same relationship with Cleo. Of course, she had a really good relationship with Cleo. Everybody did, because Cleo was the best. She knew bad people. Like, she could tell you if somebody was a bad person. We would have this person come over in a specific context. I'm not going to go into detail because I don't want like anyone to figure out who it is. But we would have a person come over in a specific context, and Cleo would not go anywhere near them. Cleo would leave the family space and go wait in my bedroom until the person was no longer in the house. Like, Cleo knew a bad person when she saw them. And yeah, so I got to hug my mom, which was really great, and like lifted my heart up a little bit. And then yesterday I got my negative COVID test finally. So I went over to their house and I got my in-person hugs with my mom and my dad, and it's awful because it's like I had to do 3 times. I had to feel the weight. I mean, obviously it's like every time I think of Cleo I feel the weight of her being gone, but I had to feel the weight of her death 3 times with the people who loved her the most. And all 3 times were weird. The first time, she wasn't dead yet, and we all felt the weight of it because she was getting put down that day. The second time, she was gone and I couldn't hug her. And then the second time she was gone and I hugged my parents through plastic. The third time was yesterday. I got to hug them again, and now she's been gone a couple days. It's a very bizarre feeling. Because she's not my dog, but she's my dog. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure you guys had a childhood dog. Everybody had a childhood dog. I'm a full-on adult. Cleo was my childhood dog. Like, she was turning 17 and I'm 28. Like, I was a child when we got her. And she's the last of it. She's the last of my childhood. The last dog to live at my childhood home. The last dog to be brought home into a family full of kids who didn't know that the world was gonna be on fire. It's like messed up because it's like it puts me in this place where I'm thinking like Cleo had no idea how bad the world was getting. And when we got Cleo, neither did I. I didn't know anything about the world. Everything was just good. And Cleo was just good. She was always good. She was always a good listening dog. She always came back when you called her, always, forever. She always came back when you called her. She would begrudgingly give you her paw when she knew you were gonna cut her nails. She would hate that she was giving you her paw, but she would always do it. She would let me brush her teeth. She would let me trim the hair right up close to her eyes. She's a poodle. She was the best dog. You guys who've been here for a little while, you know we had her twice for visits, for longer visits. The first time was in Toronto. We had her for a little while, a month maybe. We had her because she had a surgery, and then again we had her here, I think. Yeah, we had Cleo here, right? For a visit post-surgery again. She had multiple like lumps removed because she's an old poodle and that just happens. And I'm so happy that I lived close at the times that I could be there for her. Because if I was living in Ottawa still, we wouldn't have been the family that watched her for my parents. She would have just stayed with my parents. Like, the reason we watched her was because their dog Dave, he's a big dumb puppy. He's just too rough. He's just a rough, dumb dog. And he's gentle in his heart, but his body is too big for his personality. So we held on to Cleo so that she could heal quietly with Thunder, and Thunder loved her, and CJ loved her. And there were multiple times where Cleo would be rolled up in a donut and Thunder would be in the middle of her little donut. It was just... And when Dave was... Oh, right, when Dave was fixed. You're right, that's what the other one was. Cleo's was the first surgery and the other one was when Dave got fixed. Thank you, Frida. Ugh, I'm so sorry I'm making you sad. I'm not trying to make you sad. I'm just talking and it's sad, so I'm sorry. But, it's just... She was the best, and I wish that there was anyone who could appreciate it from my childhood that I could tell, but it doesn't matter to anybody else's family. Do you know what I mean? So I'm kind of glad that you guys feel sad with me because, like I said, when I brought Cleo home with my parents, with my mom, my dad was definitely working and Cleo was not a planned thing. Maybe my mom planned to have Cleo. Never was my dad ready for another dog to be there. He would come home from work and we would have a new dog. That's how we got new pets. Luckily for my mom and dad, their relationship was strong because of, in spite of, I don't know. But my dad was never part of the decision to get a new pet. He would come home from work and we would have a puppy. And that happened with Cleo. But like, I think like the day we brought Cleo home, I know I called my friend Vanessa. That was the first thing I did, and my sisters were so pissed. I mean, we were kids, so pissed is probably not the right word. They were cross about it. But like, what am I gonna, like, that person, Vanessa, doesn't know Cleo or care about her. My high school best friend would have been there through, Cleo would have been there through our entire friendship, but she doesn't know or care about Cleo. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very subjectively painful. Like, it's sad when other people's pets die, but it is heartbreaking when your pet dies. It's really, really heavy, and it's like it's almost heavier because you can't share in it with a lot of people. There's very few people you can share in the sadness of the death of a pet, because nobody knew that animal. To you who are new, Cleo was just an animal. To those of you who met her, of course, maybe you got to see the little sparkle of wonderful that she was, but for me, she was like a full, complete, individual person. You know what I mean? Like, she was number one. She was the best dog mom. She mothered her puppies great. We should never have had puppies. If you have a dog, maybe don't have puppies, just because you don't need to bring more puppies into the world. But we did. And she was the best. She was the best dog. That's that. So, takes a long. My bestie lost her dog suddenly early this summer, and it's still like a brick in her chest. Because it's just not supposed to happen. For something that doesn't understand that someday that they are gonna die, do you know what I mean? Like, we know we're gonna die one day, which is dark and scary. Dogs don't, and then we have to be the one that, like, puts that on them. Like, for those of you who've woken up one day and your dog passed away in their sleep, I'm still so sorry for you, because losing a pet is heartbreaking, but oh my god, how much easier that decision is. There's no decision that you have to make. With a dog that is ailing, you have to decide to be the reason that they are no longer living, and that's a heavy weight for somebody who never wants to kill anything. Like, if you're someone who doesn't want to, like, kill chickens to eat food, and instead you're keeping chickens that lay no eggs because you like the bird. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to make the decision to put a dog down. And my parents are even more separated from that. For them, it's even more unnatural. It doesn't feel like it's very easy for them right now. And I think that's part of the problem. The part of the hardness for me is that I know it's really hard for them. Like, my mom can't really talk about it right now, which is okay, because I don't need to. I have you guys that I can tell all the good Cleo stories to. And I freely cry, so I'm sad, but I'm happy. Or I'm oh, I cried when my niece had to have her cat put down. You guys are here for me. I do really appreciate that you are just listening to me cry and also talking to me about it. We're sad too, because we did get to know her when she was there and came on our lives. Yeah, good. I'm not good, but I'm glad that you guys got to meet her. She was such a good dog. You guys, she was such a good dog. I taught her every trick she knew, first of all, and she learned give me a paw in like an afternoon. She learned speak. I was sitting on the stairs to go down to my basement, my childhood home, sitting on the stairs. Cleo was also on the stairs. Like, we weren't even in a seated, comfortable place. It was like we were both on our way upstairs, and then I sat down at the top of the stairs, and she sat down on a stair. And before we finished going all the way upstairs, I taught her speak. Like, she was so smart. Such a smart dog. Such a good dog. I had to do that to my childhood poodle. I know exactly what you're going through. No one spoke for days. There was nothing else in the world going on that meant anything bigger than the loss of him. Candace, I think the other thing that makes this especially weird is that there's not a lot going on in our world. Like, the world is on fire. Our family world doesn't have a lot going on right now. Everybody's just working and then being at home, and then working and then being at home. Like, there isn't a lot happening because of this 2020 hell this hellscape that we've created. Oh, good morning, Sadie. I'm so sorry to hear about Cleo. My heart is with you. Thank you. Love and hugs. Totally understand. Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, nothing's happening in my family right now. We're all just sort of like waiting for the next thing to start happening. I mean, obviously there's individuals are having their own lives stuff happen, but as a family it feels like we're just sort of waiting. And then this happened. It's just not ideal. So I figured what we could do today, I didn't think that I was going to start the stream just with like a little meltdown, but there we are. I think what I want to do is I want to show you a bunch of my happy plants and we can talk about our pets. I thought we could just talk about our pets and you guys could tell me stories about your pets. And I could tell you stories about Cleo. And I could show you the plants that I bought as a compulsive morning purchase. I spent quite a bit of money on plants this week. I'm not gonna lie to you. Between last week and this week, I spent $100 on plants. I can't even look at you when I'm saying this because I know how insane that sounds. I spent $70 on plants yesterday and $35 on plants last week. Just judge me silently. But I'm blaming it on the morning. Even though the $35 was before Cleo died. But still, the $70 after. Sadness shopping, pretty much. I got home last night and told Alex, because I went shopping yesterday, and I ended up crying, feeling like guilty. But I had the money to spend, I earned the money, and I probably would have purchased all of these plants over time anyway. I just bought them all at once. So this is not all of the plants. What I'm trying to say is this is more than just that. Like these plants here, there's other stuff spread out. So I'm gonna just tell you, I spent $160 on molds yesterday. Okay, so Sid, you're with me. Yeah, I understand. And Frida, good. I'm glad you're on the same page. So, I thought, Dina, I'm doing okay today, honestly. I had a good start to my morning. Alex brought me tea, woke me up with tea. He slept almost all night with me. Alex does a really weird, like, Michelangelo sleep schedule. I don't think it's Michelangelo. I don't remember what artist. Picasso. What's another artist?
I don't know.
There's an artist who did Da Vinci, maybe. There's an artist who did like a really weird sleep schedule, where it was like he would do 2-hour naps in the daytime and then only 4 hours during the evening time. Alex has been following this weird schedule. Okay, I'm not crying anymore. I'm good now. I just needed to tell you guys about Cleo. I'll cry again later. All is well. I don't have COVID. My family dog died. Now let's talk about plants. Does that sound sociopathic? Anyway, or spectromatic. Yeah, it's my trauma on the spectrum. Spectromatic. Ha. Anyway, so Alex has been doing this weird sleep schedule, so I don't sleep with him the way that I used to. We used to sleep like together at nighttime and wake up in the morning. And then it started shifting to where Alex would go to bed early. No, I would go to bed early, like 8 or 9, and then I would wake up at 4, and Alex would go to bed at midnight and wake up at 8 or something. Like, there was that. And then it became, I would go to bed with Alex from 9 and he would wake up at midnight, and then from 12 until 5 he would work, and then from 5 until 7 he would come back to bed with me, and then I would wake up with him at 7. So he's doing a weird thing. He's enjoying it, so whatever. It's not hurting anybody. And I still get to go to sleep and wake up with him in bed, but in the middle of the night, he's like gone. And he also does these naps now. He does like a nap at lunchtime and a nap at 3 o'clock. It's very bizarre. I don't know how he functions, if I'm honest with you, but he is, and he's getting stuff done, so whatever. Glad you don't have COVID. Thanks, Dina. Me too. Honestly, I didn't care either way at first, but then as soon as it was like Cleo's getting put down, I was like, I need to not have COVID because I'm going over to my parents' house right now. Okay. So, how's Dave doing? Candace, moping, for sure moping. I went over yesterday and wow, he was starved for like attention. He wasn't, because 100% my mom and dad have been like doting on him because they know he's sad, or they expect him to be sad. I don't know that he understands. My mom and dad said when they came back from the vet, he was weird to them, like he could smell death. And I said, I don't think he could smell death. I think he could smell grief. Because I don't think Cleo's smell of death would have been the thing that would have upset him. I think it would have been that my mom and dad were both upset coming home, you know? So he knows something's up. He doesn't know what's up, but he knows something's up. And yesterday when I went over, he was like very much adorable and needing attention. What are you trying to escape for? A little worm just escaped one of my plants. No, you should go back in there. You can go in a terrarium. It's like a little red wriggler, but a baby. I'm sorry, I didn't... That was probably a very upsetting moment for that little worm. Okay, they understand. He can tell what happened. You think so? I wonder what it is that he understands. He knows something happened, but Cleo, I don't know. No, my mom and dad said they came home, so that means they took Cleo to the vet to get put down. So he wouldn't know, he just knew that she left and then didn't come back. I don't know. Maybe he can smell it. But either way, he's definitely mopey, and he's very much, wow, he was very sweet. Like when I went over, he's a big dumb dog, and he's the kind that you go like, "Oh, Dave." Like he's a big dumb dog, and he was very sweet. He wasn't like, he's still too big for his body, or his personality is too big for his body. Like his body is too large. He needs to like tone it down, but he was very sweet. Well, our dog was sad for months after. Poor Dave. On a lighter note, how long do you think it'll be until my parents get another dog? I give it 3 months. 3 months. I give it 3 months. It's going to be a crappy winter. I'm pretty sure they'll get another dog. I mean, like, I want to believe that they will. They're not, they pretend like it would be for Dave. It's just like how when Louis died, they got Cleo a puppy. Like, Louis was our last old dog, and he died of very old age, like 18-year-old dog. And it was like a couple of months after he died, they got Dave for Cleo. Like, yeah, they wanted another dog, obviously. They're used to having 2 or 3 dogs at a time, and they only had one, and it was Cleo, and they were like, she can't be alone. That's just not fair. So they got her Dave. So now I'm sure they'll do the same thing with Dave. How's Scout doing? Is she being a good barn cat? LOL, Candace. Scout is an indoor, pristine little kitty cat. If you've hung any peppers, they look like they're rotting when they start to dry out fully, so don't freak out. Let me show you, Sid. I actually have hung some peppers. Hold on, Thunder. Oh, I hear a rooster. Remember this hat, you guys? Maddie sent it to me. It's almost cold enough to wear. It's like 2 degrees out this morning. Why do I make everything difficult for myself? Here we go. Well, we'll deal with that in a minute. I hung up the jalapenos, the red ones, because those are the ones I'm interested in. Sorry, Thunder, you're very upsetting. There. And then, well, now these are they were 2 separate strands, but I've got my habanero and my lemon boil, something painfully hot. They're very hot, but apparently the flavor is lemony. I have not tasted lemon in them. I only taste fire, but I did hang some up. So there we go. Okay, I'm feeling better now. Can we talk about nice things? I mean, I still have that. I've been wearing that because of my hair. Don't forget the blue hat I made you that you kept with the flower on it. I kept 2 of the hats you made me, Candace. I can't see them because I cleaned this room and now everything's put away. I know you can't tell, but it's actually very clean in here. It's cold here too. Gotta do outdoor things today and I don't want to go out in the cold. I know, same. I have to go to this this hardware, it's like a hardware surplus store, like contractors who finish a project but have extra tile bring it to this donation place and then I can go buy it. I'm gonna go buy some tile to put on the chicken's floor because the rat found its way through all of the fortifications. So yeah. Okay, so let me tell you some things that I purchased and that I traded because I have been doing trading for plants, which has been really fun. I got a whole bunch of new plants I've never seen before, or versions of plants I have that I haven't seen before by trading on Facebook. If you are a person who likes plants, trading your cuttings, like splitting one of your plants and trading it for a plant you don't have is the best. I love programs like that, saves so much waste. Yeah, totally. But now I need to like fortify the shed. So yesterday I went to Welland, which is farther than I thought. I thought it was going to be kind of close. But anyway, I drove on the highway all alone. For those of you that do that already, good for you. God bless you. For me, it's not something that I do very often because I used to find it very intimidating to get on and off the highway. But I have been practicing because between my mom and dad's house and our house, there's like several highway exits. So I've been taking the highway to their house to get myself all like hyped up. And I highwayed my way all the way to Welland. And then I highwayed my way from Welland back home. So I drove on the highway for like 3 hours yesterday. So there's that. For those of you that are like, wow, congrats, Laura. I don't need to hear it because actually, congrats, Laura. I'm 28 and now I'm comfortable getting on and off the highway. And that's happened. So I went out to Welland. There's this good practice, totally. Daughter-in-law does the plant swapping and selling. Well, that's me now. I'll be your daughter-in-law number 2. So the place I went to, there's this store called Vermeer's or Vermeer's. I think it's Vermeer's. Anyway, there's this store and it's 3-hour drives are agony to me. No, total 3 hours. It was like an hour one way, an hour of driving around and then an hour home. It was nice. There's a nice country drive from your place. Well, I just wanted to prove to myself that I could drive to a place that I hadn't driven on my own before on the highway, you know? Like that's how I was feeling about it. I'm chilly. I just need to get something to warm myself up. Anybody ever have that happen when you cry for a little bit, you get chilly? Well, I cried a little bit and now I'm chilly. You okay there, Thunder? You chilly? My little doggy dude. There you go. Okay. Anyway, I went to this fancy plant store that I've never been to, but whenever anybody's selling anything on Facebook, they're always selling the things that they bought at this garden center, which is like, it's got all the things. So, you guys know I have this string of turtles that I've been very loving to for a year. I've had this cutting over a year now. You can see it was from 4 leaves and all this is all new growth. This is all like me pinning it down so it doesn't fall out because the roots are very shallow. This was one cutting that I got from a garden center, off the floor of a garden center. The people let me take it home. I didn't steal it. And I've been working a year to get it from being, it was 4 leaves and a little bit of stem, and it took me a year to get that this big. At Vermeer's yesterday, look what I found for $10. For $10? Look how many are in here. Look at them all. What in the world? Look at all of those turtles. Look at my turtles. Laura's turtles. Vermeer's turtles. So, oh, frick. I just spilled dirt all over my floor. Did you hear me not swear? I said frick. Ugh. Luckily, it was just a snake plant, which means that nothing will happen. I can just put dirt on top of it and it'll be like, oh, everything's fine. I'm a snake plant. I don't care. Abuse me. It's fine. That's what it feels like anyway. One sec, I just need to get more dirt. All of my dirt is damp whenever my plants fall on the floor. Is that just me? So that I can't clean it up for like an hour until it dries out? Okay, anyway, so they had this, I cut all my geraniums, and thanks to you, I now have 6 cuttings in vases. That's awesome, Frida. My mom is like that right now. She's got, so I have 1 geranium. It's one of my mom's, and it's in my other plant room. Now our spare bedroom is my other plant room. It's in there with all of the like things that can just sit for a long time, plants. So it's in there, and mine is still 1 plant. My mom gave me that as a cutting. I made it turn into an alive plant. Felt like this brilliant person, but she had all the other cuttings. She turned it into like 5 or 6 plants that she had, and she just cut them apart and is rooting them for next year, and she has like 55 plants. I have no idea how she multiplied them. She's got witchcraft for sure. There is some form of green witchery involved, but there are more coming, basically. They're like honey badgers, pretty much. They don't give a crap about anybody, and they'll just keep living. They just keep going. Decorate, Frida, decorate all the rooms. Yeah, except for their geraniums. They're like meh at best. Maybe it's just because I'm used to seeing them, because my mom keeps geraniums like en masse. So for me, they don't feel very special. It's kind of like begonias. I kept one of my mom's begonias. My dad brought over, my mom is a green witch. She definitely is. My dad brought over all of the fig trees and all of the azaleas. There's another plant that I can never remember the name of, and it's tall, and a lot of people have it outside in the summer, but it's an inside in the winter plant. But anyway, they brought over all of the summer plants, including some of my mom's begonias, and one of them I didn't put away in storage because I like it. I don't care about the flowers so much, so they'll fall off, but look at the leaves. Isn't that nice? It's one of my mommy's begonias. I mean, the flowers are okay, but like they're white, which means they're gonna fall off. They kind of look like strawberry flowers, but the leaves are really pretty. So I didn't put it away. Instead, I'm just gonna keep it. So I got this string of turtle. Oh, also I was followed around Vermeer's like I was a thief, first of all. First, I thought somebody was shopping similarly to me, and I struck up conversation 2 times with this gentleman. He's probably 50, and I would be in an area looking at the plants, because like I don't have a specific type of plant I'm looking at. I just look at all of them and then buy what I like. And I was looking at plants, and he would come about 10 feet away from me and look at plants that were about 10 feet away from me. And so at first I was like, oh, he's buying a gift for someone and doesn't know what they'll like. Because he first picked up a Hoya, and Hoya are expensive. So it was like a $40 plant. And he's looking at it, and it's about this big, and he's looking at it, and I'm looking at the string of turtles, and he puts it down and walks away. And then I was in the section that had these in it, this pretty, oh, sorry, I'm gonna repeat myself. I earned a bit of money on my sale. Oh, good job. And got a new photo tent and fancy glittery jewelry boxes. That's awesome, Frida. I saw the boxes. Those look great. Those look like pricey. Like, they look really nice. I'm excited to see how your photo shoots go with those. We have spider plants everywhere now because my mom's propagated so many babies. I have this spider plant. I think I have another somewhere, but I don't know where. But I do think I have another. I may have traded it. I'm trading a lot of plants. I'm like a plant trader. Okay, so anyway, then when I was in this section looking at these guys, these arrowhead syngonium red velvet, question mark, chocolate red velvet, something like that. Then he was looking at spider plants, and I'm like, spider plants are $4. Hoyas are $40. If you're looking for a gift for someone, maybe he needs help. So then I was like, I said like, oh, are you looking for a gift for someone? If you are, this is one of the only garden centers I've seen that has string of turtles. This is a great option. And he was like, oh, okay, and like walked away from me. So I was like, okay, fine. And then I had, okay, so they had like 10 or 12 string of turtles plants, which is unheard of. I haven't seen them anywhere. So I had all of them. I took all of them off of their hanging area and put them on my cart and was just staring at them so that I could pick the best one. I ended up buying 3. So that happened because I saw and I was like, I love them a lot, and what if something happened and one of them just died? I would be irritated. So I was standing there staring, and he came to where I was, and he was looking at the plants in the area where I was, and I was just staring at these plants, and I looked up and realized it was him again, and I was like, honestly, I recognize this might look a little crazy, but I need to pick the perfect one. So just if you want one of these, you can pick one. It's gonna take me a while to pick which one is like the perfect. And then the garden center's big, first of all. So for him to be within 10 feet of me for most of it, I was like, okay, maybe people steal stuff from them. Sure. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. So I ended up putting 3 of them onto my cart, and I had 5 in my cart with me walking around because there were 2 of them where I was like, I don't know if these 2 are better than these 2. It was just, it doesn't need to make sense. And then I got to the cash, and when I left the building, he also left the building. Thanks, Pop-Tart Jr. That's what I'm going for. That's the aim. You don't know who I am. But anyway, I think he worked there. I think he might have been the manager or the owner or something. He wasn't in a uniform. He didn't have a label. But he left right when I left, and he didn't buy anything. And he followed me around the whole time. So, I don't know. Maybe it was just a weirdo who was following me around while I was shopping. But I felt awkward about it, and I left earlier than I wanted to. And I was like, dude, I've spent $70 here, and I would have bought more. You people, I would have bought more. Who's to say, Lil Pop-Tart? Who's to say? What is a boy, right? So anyway, I ended up buying 3 of those string of turtles, and I only want 1 of each, and I only have plants in 1 room. Well, Frida, if I ever come visit you, I will sneak some plants away. Yeah, probably, Frida. I'm just indulging. So, yeah, I bought 3 of them. And the one of them, I actually split up. This one, I took it all apart and split it up so that I could see how long the actual little vines were that were inside. And look at these. Look at these pretty little turtles. How cute are these turtles? And you see how these ones are pointy? I purchased this one intentionally with the pointy leaves. I'll show you this one. These ones are round. So, do you see how round the little leaves are? Oh, geez, let me try and get closer here. Good morning, Karen. On your mark. Hammers at the ready. Okay, hold on. Okay, you can see these ones are round, right? These ones have a little point at the end. So I talked to the girl in the garden center prior to noticing that I was being followed, and I said, "'Kay?" And she said, the plant that the string of turtles is bred from is actually a pointed leaf. Good morning, Dave. Nice to see you. Dave on a rave. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. Well, the ones that are pointy are apparently closer to the original, so they're like reverting. So if I keep giving this less sun than it needed to, like the round is like full sun, if I give it less sun, I may be able to get it to revert back to something even more pointy. So these are my new pets, my new turtles, and I love them. So I bought 3. This was the one that I pulled apart. I have another one hanging back there. Can you see this table and this metal frame? Check this out. I'm glad you can join today, Dave. So this frame, my dad gave it to me yesterday. Look, it's a grow light. It's a frame with an actual like long, what are those long cylinder lights, whatever those are called, the ones you're not supposed to breathe because they have mercury in them. Anyway, he gave me this grow light. He built it for my mom last year, and they were just going to put it into storage, and it's full underneath, full of plants, so that's good. Good morning, Elijah. Nice to see you. What are we talking about? Plants and pets. Any stories you have about your pets are welcome. And my family dog, Cleo, my parents' poodle, who was my childhood dog, she passed away this past weekend. So I indulged in my sadness and bought myself a whole bunch of pets. Plants. Pets, plants. They're both for me. Fluorescent. Thank you, Candace. Thank you. I just need you to be like at the ready in the back of my head because apparently the lady that works in the back of my head isn't working. Dave, it's like Kew Gardens or Eden Project here in there, Laura. You've got so many more plants. Yeah, it's a little excessive, possibly. Dave, I released with an hour to spare. I hate wintertime. Oh, realized with an hour to spare. Yeah, winter is darkness. All the time darkness. But because I have this grow light, now I can keep all of my... Oh, yeah, and I'm negative for COVID. That's the other one. I don't have it, so that's good. Okay, so I bought those. I'll move those out of the way because I have more things. Last week, I also purchased another rickrack cactus, which is a fishbone cactus. It's basically the same thing as a Christmas cactus, just mildly different. Like, does that make sense? Good morning, Salem. Nice to see you. So it's got these wobbly leaves that just twist and turn in all the different directions. They start by growing straight up, and when they get too heavy, they topple over into these strange shapes. And I think it's so silly. Wouldn't that be a great classroom plant for a teacher with like young kids? Like a grade 3 classroom, don't you think? It just looks like a cartoon of a cactus. It's like what people think a cactus looks like, or a Christmas cactus. Isn't that fun? Is it prickly? No, not at all. It's like, there are teeny tiny little, let's see if we can get it to focus. Come on. Well, it doesn't want to focus. There are teeny tiny little hairs at certain junctures, but no, they are pointing inward so that they won't poke you. The leaves themselves are smooth. It's very similar to a Christmas cactus in terms of plantinuity, plantiosity. The plantiosity is similar to a Christmas cactus. So that is my rickrack cactus or fishbone cactus. Oh, also, my friend made this for me. It says raise the roost. It's backwards because the camera has to be backwards so that my hands are the way I want them to be. But isn't that cute? She made that for me. It's all embroidered. See? Raise the roost. So cute, right? So I'm keeping it right here because it's so cute. Okay, so that cactus, I got that last week, and that one I purchased, but I want to show you some of my trades too, because I got some really cool trades this week. Sweet Laura, isn't it cute? The scam calls are bad this week. For real, Sid, same. I've had my social insurance number shut down 3 different times this week. That's not possible. If you're from Canada and you ever get a phone call from anyone referring to your social insurance number ever, it's always fake. The government of Canada does not call you to tell you that they're disconnecting your you can't have your OHIP number disconnected and you can't have your social insurance. It's just not possible. So if you're getting a call from anyone ever pretending to be the Canadian government saying anything about your social insurance number, it ain't real. So that's happening. Is there a reason that the stream isn't every day anymore? Now that I'm back, I never know when it's on. Elijah, it's only on Wednesdays now. Raise your wings, woot woot. Yeah, pretty. We had like 6 of them yesterday. Raise your wings, right? Raise the roost. Raise your wings in the air. It's beautiful. I think so too. We just got our first one of the day. So irritating. Embroidery, Dave. I was given a move-in box of fabric day. My house is slowly being taken over with fabric. Oh, good. I'm happy for you. I love chicken-themed everything. I'm basically middle-aged, so it's okay. Well, what about me? I'm basically obsessed with everything chicken, plants, and... chickens, plants... what else? Yarn. As you may be able to see, my baskets of yarn are on the floor now. And my dog. It's only Wednesday now. It's only Wednesday now. What do you mean? Do you cross stitch? Dave, nope, probably every other handicraft but not embroider. I still can't do anything with my wrists. If I tried to crochet, I have tried. I've been working on a dog sweater pattern and not doing well. You should have bought that lettuce plant thing we saw. That was weird, right? When I saw that, I was like, okay, what's going on? Don't need more fabric, but I'm still jealous. You do need more fabric, Sid. Everyone needs more fabric. Okay, so let me show you some of the things. Actually, I'm not even done with the ones that I purchased. So I bought this Ficus pumila, Ficus crassula. It's either a Ficus pumila or a Ficus crassula. I just bought it for terrarium plants for when I redo my terrarium next. It's just cute. It's just a little cutie. It grows like a little vine, and it's just a little, it's not even planted properly in this broken pot. It's just put in, like I didn't even plant it. I just took it out of the other planter and put it in here. I think it's cute and I wanted it and it was $1, so I bought it because that's a good reason to buy things when they're $1. Also, I made a whole bunch of new pots and I fired them in the fireplace and they worked. Like they fired well. See, aren't they cute? This is another cactus. These two cacti were trades. Also buttercup? Yeah, buttercup. Sorry, I had to think. Bluebell, buttercup. No, it's buttercup. Buttercup is molting, so I've got some of her feathers around. Anyway, I've got this cactus. I don't know what it is. It was just miscellaneous cactus cutting. And then this one is an orchid cactus. So I have 2 more small things that are going to turn into big things. They're both going to grow similarly to that rickrack cactus. So we'll see what happens. They both make flowers. This one is not prickly. This one is prickly, but they look similar other than that. So these are both from trades, which is awesome. Love getting plants for free. Free. Don't tell me how it's not free. I don't need to hear about it. Okay, I also purchased this yesterday. It's a succulent, but it reminds me of a this. Okay, so I pulled this out of my garden. This pine tree piece. Also down in there, there's some babies, a little bit of liverwort, and 2 philodendron micans cuttings. But the spruce sort of thing, this reminded me of it, but it's a succulent. It's just like a different thing of this. It's just a different growth pattern, but it's a succulent and I'm going to find some way to display it so that it can just grow over. And it was $1 or $1.50 as well. And I think it's cute, so I bought it. I was sad and I was at a garden center, so I don't need your judgment. Not that you were judging me. I know that you guys are super into plants when I'm showing them for sure, right? Okay, next I got a baby agave. Well, now my desk has sand on it. Anyway, baby agave, homemade pot made out of clay that I harvested from my dirt. That was a trade. A very, very small baby snake plant. also a trade. I'm okay with the small trades. I even put that on my, like, when I'm trading things, I'm like, I'm cool that it can be, they can be just a leaf. One leaf cutting is fine because I like watching things grow, and also I have tiny pots to put them in, so it's fine. I also got this. I didn't know what it was. A Peperomia graviolens. It's like little tacos, little teeny tiny tacos that I want to eat because they look like gummy candy. Doesn't that look like a gummy candy? Well, it was $4.99 on for half price, so that was a good reason to buy it. And it feels like it's hard. I don't know if there's sound, but it's hard and I like it. Let me see. The feathers make me think what it would look like if you set up a pagan altar space. The rustic airy vibes would be intense, I bet. I'll show you something in a second, Sid. It'll make you laugh. I'm shopping and rotating and stretching. Stopping, rotating, and stretching. Oh, for your wrists and hands and stuff. I got some pots. Oh, yes, please. Since I can't keep any, my cats eat them. Nothing is sacred here. For some reason, CJ, the more plants I get, the less interested in any plants. He hasn't touched any of my plants since this place became a greenhouse. I heard that it's best to have a plant in each room, supposed to be healthier for our breathing since they give out oxygen. I feel like I must have some crisp ass air then, because there are plants everywhere in this room. I'm super happy about it. I love sewing, and I have tons of plants that I also filled up my allotted craft closet. It seems everyone cleans out their homes in fall and not spring here. Why it's called spring cleaning. You know what though? I bet this fall a lot of people are cleaning it out because they know they're going to be stuck at home more than in previous winters, you know? Frida, snake plants in the bedroom are healthy. I have snake plants of all different kinds now. Your closet will get cleaned out and you'll make things. That's true, right? I only have plants in one room, so I remember they exist. See, Frida, that's like why this room looks like this. We have some in our bedroom and some in our spare bedroom, and okay, well, nope. Never mind, every room has plants in it. I was about to say this room has all the plants. It has most of the plants are in this room. I would say probably 50% of my plants are all in this one room, and then the other 50% are spread in 5 other rooms. So there's like 10% of my plants in the bathroom, in Alex's office, in the kitchen, in the spare bedroom, and in the plant room. Thanks, Chrissy. I appreciate that, Chrissy. I appreciate that. Thank you. I have so many projects that need to get done, but I'm not in a sewing place. That's me right now with crochet. I have all of these crochet things that I'm looking at, and I'll pick one up. Like I started working, like I said, on a dog sweater. I got this far before my wrist was like, nope, you're done. You're done for now. It's a basket weave with hand-dyed yarn. It is a good feeling. And tea, I have some crisp ass air too, but I just open the window from time to time. Outside is full of plants. That's true, T. That's a way to do it. I hate the cold. I remember you creating underwear amongst other things. I haven't checked your channel in a while. Yeah, Frida's got like the bra sewing bonanza down to a T. When her, like, what are they called? Sports bras look amazing. I just did a tarot draw and I got such a big smoke plume off my Palo Santo. What's Palo Santo? This is what I wanted to show you, actually. This is my little witchcraft bowl. I washed all of these feathers last week, so they look a little funky because they got washed in soap and water. But I've got my little hawk skull. All of these things have been cleaned. My hawk torso, even though it looks like a skull of something else, it's like right here on a hawk. I've got my magical hawk wing and leg bones, my mummified hawk foot, my preserved cicada. Nope, this one's a moth. Preserved moth, this one's the cicada. My preserved cicada, my mummified bone that I'm pretty sure is a bone because it doesn't have shapes that make me think it's a rock. It has shapes that make me think it's a bone, but it's like old and mummified. My tiny little, hold on, my teeny tiny little bird skull. What else is in here? CJ's paw print when he stepped in my clay. I cut around it and let it stay. My, oh, don't rip. Please don't rip. I care about you. My butterfly. Anything else interesting? Oh, there's some eggshells from our little baby that didn't make it last spring. And then also just lots and lots of colorful feathers because I am a witch. I'm a witch with a lot of feelings. Anywho, how did you preserve the bugs? A bunch of different ways. So for the moth, I painted acrylic on it, like nail acrylic, and light. I have a nail light. Put it underneath there. For the cicada, it is preserved in copper. So I did copper electroforming on it, which is the process of you paint a conductive metal paint onto the bug, let it dry, and then you put that into a solution that's highly, highly basic. So like drain cleaner basically. And then you have like a sheet of copper or like copper things. You put that into the solution as well, and then you attach an electrode to the copper and you attach an electrode to the bug, and then through magic the copper goes onto the bug. So there's that. I'm depressed and don't do anything, that's why there's so many things to do. Well, Frida, just wait it out. We know it'll end eventually. The depression, I mean. It's just sort of good that you know yourself enough to go like, well, can't do anything right now because I can't. So I am not going to. I mean, sad, obviously. But glad that you're aware of how to take care of yourself during that time, for sure. And hold on. Yep, oh goodness. Better taste in fabric than most big clothing companies. That's a fact. Want to send you a hug, Frida, that'll help. But a hug with healing light. Oh! Send some hugs with healing light. Let's just send them all to each other because like I feel like everyone could use a good hug. I know I could use a hug. How are your nails these days? LOL. They're gone. Nothing. There's nothing to them. There's nothing. It's not worth my time right now. I have other things right now for some reason. I just can't do it. Not denying your depression, you're already winning. That's a fact. A bunch of pics. It's a free pattern based on an 1810 cape. Ooh, a cape. It'll pass. It always does. That's a fact, Frida. It's gonna move. It's like it's a storm. It just needs to move through you. It just needs to make it. I mean, obviously, antidepressants can help. I mean, I don't know if it's obvious. Antidepressants can help, but they don't, like, you know. Virtual, yes, virtual hugs for everyone, exactly. Bernadette did a great version of what? Of a cape? Oh, Bernie. Bernadette. So lovely of a lady, isn't she? Okay, there's more. A box of fabric with some dark blue cotton velvet. Oh my goodness. Dark blue velvet. That'll be fun. Baby steps can be helpful sometimes, Frida. Do a small thing, feel like you did something. Even if it's just watching the rain or doodling in your bujo or vegging out with YouTube. Speaking of vegging out, I've got a whole heck of a lot of sweet green peppers to eat. I'm on the antidepressants, so just keeping that up. Yeah, I had a little bit of you know, where you just stop taking them for no reason. I had one of those things happen recently, and I'm back on them. I think too many people try to push themselves out of being depressed, and it just burns you out so bad. Totally. Okay, other things. Oh, I have more plants. I'm not even done with my plants showing you yet. Okay, so I have a mother of thousands that was given to me as an itty bitty cutting, and now she's doing okay, trying to face towards the light when she can. I showed you my little snake plant, but look at this little plant pot. Is this not the cutest thing? How cute is this? I made this from dirt. I added sand to clay and burned it in my fireplace. So that's cool. I also have a Peperomia pixie? Pilea pixie? I think it's a Peperomia pixie. Look how cute she is. This was from a trade. I traded some Addisonii and Monstera cuttings. Another handmade pot, handmade by me. Fired in my fireplace. Do you see how they're all getting more consistently orange? I'm figuring it out, you guys. I'm getting it sorted. I have this snake plant. It's not new. I just wanted to show you. I didn't kill it, so that's good. Laura and I both totally Sid's very true comment about depression. Can't be rushed out. Unfortunately, you can't just make it go away. Wouldn't that be nice? It looks like a tree. This looks like a tree, or this looks like a tree. I guess that kind of looks like a little tree branch, doesn't it? It's cute. And then this one is another version of Tradescantia. So Wandering Jew, for those of you who may have called it that. People now online are calling it Wandering Dude. The science name is Tradescantia. So I now have several varieties that I'm quite rather proud of, I will say. My Tradescantia collection is now becoming, it is becoming something. I have another one somewhere though. I have you. There's something else, or is it cuttings maybe? One sec, hold on, I need to find them. There's those. I'm missing one variety, but I now have oh, there you are. I now have 4 varieties of the same plant, which makes me very happy, because, I don't know, it just does. So I have the green variety, dual colored green. Oh, bye! Have a great rest of your day, Dave. Oops, it was nice to see you. It was nice to be able to chat. Oh, another spider. Okay, if you're afraid of spiders, don't surround yourself with plants, because there will inevitably, hold on, I'm trying to catch him by his string. Don't make any more string, you don't have to. It's okay, save it for later. It was nice to see you and chat with you, Dave. Oh, Katina, hi Katina, welcome, good morning. I was up at 7 but fell back asleep. Same. Okay, so I have the all green. The green, it's got purples on the back, but it's not the same as this one, which has different purples on the back. And then check this bad boy out, almost all purple. So there's the three that I've had for a little bit now, just because I collect plants. And even though I may have a plant, I may buy it again if it's a plant that makes me happy. Well, check this little guy out. It's the same thing, but it's all green and it's fuzzy. Do you see all the little, do you see the fuzz? Do you see the fuzz? Look how fuzzy it is. So they're all wandering. They're just different varieties of the same thing. So somehow these two things are the same things. You can tell by how they grow. You see this little leafy? Look. They grow the same. They're the same. It's fuzzy. Moses, Aaron, Joshua, still wandering. Just wandering away. Another plant pot that I made. This one not totally fired properly, but that's okay. I still like it. So I have a lot of Tradescantias now, which makes me happy. I also have this string of pearls, that I got through a trade. Cute, right? Look, so cute. And if you see in the back, these two long ones over here are actually, I only see one now. Where's the other one? Well, I've lost one of my string of watermelons. I have a watermelon in there. One string of watermelons, but it's just a watermelon, so that's cool. Another handmade pot there. And then I have a string of beans I've gotten into the strings of, also from a trade. See these? It's so cute. It's so little. Another handmade pot. This one might be my favorite that I've made. it came out perfect. It's all red almost. It's hard and it's shiny. Very happy with this plant pot. I also got my first cuttings of a ZZ plant. I don't have one of those at all, but I got 2 cuttings from somebody, from a trade. They're nothing yet, but they will. They'll come around. They just need a little bit of time. And then, what else do I have? Oh, this is a really beautiful. It has a string of dolphins. I don't know why, but when I look at a string of dolphins, I think I don't like them. String of bananas and string of dolphins, I don't know why, but when I look at them, I don't think I like them. I don't know why though. I would love to, Frida, Google it. It looks like what your head is thinking. It is literally dolphins. Like they've manipulated the plant to grow in the shape truly of dolphins. But I don't know why. Maybe I will like them because I didn't care for Hoya before and then I started liking them. So maybe I'll come to like them as I fall in love with all of these other stringed things that I have. But I don't know. Is that weird? It's the same plant, just mildly different. Look them up. Honestly, Frida, it'll make you smile. It's a bit like dogs. Looks very different, still being dogs. Exactly. Just all of these are different dogs. That's probably why I like it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I got this Arrowhead Syngonium. I paid $11 for something about 3 times this size, but I separated it. So I'll just show you because I have them all. I feel like it's called chocolate red velvet or red velvet chocolate, or maybe I just think that's what it should be called. So there's another one of this in another room, plus that, plus this was all in one plant for $11. Look at these interesting leaves. They're pink and green and brown on purpose. So I split it up as soon as I got home because I was like, look how many plants I can have for one plant. Let's have more. So that I purchased yesterday at that garden center where I was followed around like a thief. I'm still not over it. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not 100% over it. I do not like feeling like a criminal when I'm spending a whole lot of money on something. I don't know if that's just me. Anyway, also I have one other Tradescantia. It's a different variety though. So this is the same thing. It's just slightly different. But you can tell they're from the same thing, you know? You know what I mean? Anyway. Aren't they so funny? Aren't they weird? Anyway, I don't know. Let me see. They look like that French flower design. Oh, a fleur-de-lis. My string of dolphins didn't make it. I kill 20% of my plants. How do you people do it? You know what you do, Elijah? You just fill your space with plants. Plants feed off of the energy of other plants, I 100% believe, because when I started having plants, I killed cacti. Like I literally couldn't keep anything alive. And then I just put 1,000 of them together and then they keep each other alive. I honestly have like a feeling that there is something to do with the fact that there are so many that all of them survive. I really don't kill them anymore. Maybe it's because I have too many to overwater. Like originally my main problem was that I kill them by watering them too much. But now that I have too many, I don't overwater them so they don't die. Oh, I got another plant. This one I got for $1, even though I'm pretty sure this is something that's a little bit harder to come by. I don't know because it wasn't labeled and they gave it to me for $1 because it wasn't labeled, but I'm pretty sure it's a peperomia. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, look at how cute it is. I think it's a quadrilinearis? Is that possible? Peperomia quadrilinearis, trilinearis. It's something like that. It's not a watermelon, but it's like that sort of an energy anyway. It's like a climbing peperomia. and it's cute. I'm gonna put it in terrariums. Did I show you this? I already showed you that. Oh, I also picked up a fern because I went into their clearance section. Don't buy ferns. Don't buy ferns. Why do you buy ferns? They always die. Ferns will die. You're buying a fern knowing you're buying a plant that's gonna die, which is why I would never buy a fern for full price. However, this fern, labeled at $3.99, was half price. I'm so happy I just started getting a bunch of scarf orders again. That's awesome, AJ, congrats. Thank you for the bless yous, and I forget to water them, then I drown them. For me, it's I drown them and then I drown them. Unless it's cactuses, I'm not great with plant. Dina, I am learning cactuses now. Cacti now. I'm trying to think of something I can tell you guys about Cleo. I want to tell a story about Cleo, but I don't know what I should tell you. Well, I can tell you, when we were babies, when Cleo had her babies, Cleo had 8 puppies. Obviously, I named them. They weren't really named. They were just named because, like, you have them for a long time, so you get to love them. Do a loud achoo in your arm, of course, but sneeze loudly. You got it. It's not too much. It's perfect. Good to know. I don't mean to hold them in. Maybe I do because I'm on camera. I don't think I normally do. Anyway, Cleo had puppies. We named all of them. One was Megatron, one of the first ones. And it was the biggest. And then we had Elvis, but Elvis was just called Red when we named, he was the firstborn. Elvis was one of the puppies we kept. We had Red, and then we had Rain Man because he was a unique individual. So we called him Rain Man because he was really smart but really stupid. Like, he knew how to open up the toilet to get a drink, but he also would run into the sliding door. Like, he was a special dude. But then the people who adopted him ended up calling him Raymond because my mom said his name was Raymond to them because she didn't want to explain that he was, like, smart and stupid and blah blah blah. So she just said his name was Raymond, and then they ended up keeping his name as Raymond, which is hilarious. Anyway, when Cleo had puppies, I delivered them mostly. My dad left for work. Cleo went into puppy dog labor. He drove back from work in time for puppy number 3 to be born. But I was in her whelping box. It's like basically like a space that's like 5 feet by 4 feet. It was like a closet or something. It was a mud room is what we had. Our neighbor brought us butternut squash. Ooh, good neighbor, Sid. Ooh, good job, Dina. Congrats. And oh, bye, Elijah. Have a good rest of your day. Don't work too hard. And anyway, when she had those puppies, I was in that room, the mud room, with her, like, on the floor, doing the whole, like, grabbing puppy, wiping puppy down, giving puppy to mom. Her, not my mom, the mom dog. And I could go into Cleo, like, Cleo was very skeptical of people when she had puppies, obviously, but not me. I could go right into her little box, pick up whichever puppy I felt like, and leave. Anybody else, she would stand up if people came into the room, and she would, like, be uncomfortable, like, what are you doing? And if anyone would pick, like, if my mom picked up her puppy and was showing somebody who came over, Cleo was not cool with it. She wouldn't be able to lie down and, like, let the puppies nurse. When I would take a puppy, though, not a problem, because I'm, like, Cleo's sister, so she would let me grab all of her puppies and play with them and love on them. And she was a good mama. She didn't kill a puppy. One of the puppies was very, very small when it was born. Like, most of them were between 70 and 150 grams in size. One of the puppies was 46 grams or 43 grams, something very small. Like, the puppy was about that big, like, really little. That puppy didn't make it. And that puppy's name was Oliver? I think it was Oliver. It was a girl, but we didn't care. We just named them whatever we felt like because we were children. Anyway, out of 8 puppies, or out of 9 puppies, 8 of them lived, and we kept one. But anyway, the point is that Cleo was a dope mom, and I had a very good relationship with her, so I could do all the things with the puppies at any age. So I got to actually, like, involve myself in any time I wanted to. Itty bitty puppy care, which was very nice. Like, you don't get to experience that unless like a very specific set of circumstances happens, you know what I mean? Anyway, that happened. There's my Cleo story. She was a good mom and I loved her puppies. And this fern says it's a maidenhair mahogany fern, which tells me I shouldn't have just been touching it because maidenhairs are very susceptible to being burned by the oils from your hands. So I'll probably give this a wash after anyway because it does look a little burned. It was half price because it looks like it's dying. But I think it's pretty, and I think that I'll find like a glass container to just put over top of it to see if it likes it. I bought 2 ferns yesterday. Stop buying ferns. Why does anyone buy ferns? If you have ferns in your home that stay alive long term, you're a liar. That's what the truth is. Anyway, this is another fern. I got it for $2. It was regularly a $12 fern. Who would pay $12 for a fern? Not the point. But look, isn't it cool? It's weird. It's nice. It's like a weird dinosaurs plant. Another good thing about Cleo, she never had any interest in plants. She never destroyed any gardens. She never dug into the ground. She was a very good dog. Okay, and I have another plant. This one was really exciting for me to buy because I got it at a garden center that was closing for the season. I'm gonna see if the price is still on it. I think I paid $3 for it. Yes, okay, so regular price, $28.99. Would never pay that for a plant that I don't know or want. It was just a plant that I saw and I was like, it's green. It's a jasmine plant. It doesn't have any flowers on it. The plant doesn't smell, so I guess it's just the flowers that smell. But it's a jasmine plant. Regular $28. I paid $3 for it. This is what it looks like. It's green. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. It fits really well in our bedroom. For $3, so that happened. I have another peperomia I want to show you because I don't know what it is and I like it. I feel like it's from the same type of plant that this is. So here's this one, Fat Tacos. Look at this one. Not so fat, not so taco, but it's following a lot of the other rules of this one. Do you see what I mean? It's got big fat red stems, same way. It's actually pretty thirsty right now. This says it's a red twist peperomia. Whatever that means. I like it though, it's neat. Look how big it is, and it's so silly looking. I love a good silly looking plant. You can live down here now. I actually have something else to show you as well. Let's just talk about plants. Let's talk about plants, baby. My Monstera deliciosa unfurled another leaf. Hold on. Ta-da! There she is. Look at that beauty. Still curly on the edges, not quite unraveled yet. And then this one will be unraveled by the time I see you next week. Isn't that fun? So this was already here when I got it, but I wiped the leaves down so they're nice and shiny so that you guys think I'm really good at taking care of my plants. Ta-da! Okay, what else can I show you that I have? Oh, Candace! I did something. I did a thing. I did a good thing. I don't regret the thing that I did. So the braid you gave me, the money tree braid, I unbraided it and I put all of the plants into a bigger pot so that they can grow tall into trees now. Isn't this nice? Candace gave me this money tree that was like braided because she's a nice lady. That's the reason. And isn't this fun? They put it all in a big pot. The only one that isn't from the braid is the middle one. You see the big thick stump down here? That was my original. I put that one in with it to try and convince it to stay alive. I figured if it was with a whole bunch of young, happy ones, it would stay alive. That's what this dead leaf is from. It's from my original plant. But all these other plants are healthy, happy, and growing really well. Living their best life. Please don't fall over. Oh, I do have one fern that I am quite proud of having it alive still, but it's only because it lives in glass. It's my heart-shaped fern. See? So cute. Anywho. Oh, I love having plants all around me. I think I showed you all my plants at this point. I do have one other cool thing. I took cuttings. I got a new Monstera Addisonii last week as well, because reasons. I'm enjoying looking at your plants, feeling like I'm in a nursery. Oh good, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it too. Now we have to hug you for real soon. Yeah, I need real hugs. For real, for real. Hold on. Someone gave me a rainbow eucalyptus tree, but I can't grow plants inside. I hope it'll be okay outside in the greenhouse. I bet it would. Outside in the greenhouse should be good. Did I say good morning, Sarah? I saw your name and said good morning in my head. I might have said it out loud, but who's to say? Okay, so I got a new Monstera Addisonii when I was sad shopping, and I got the narrow form. So I'm going to show you the two differences. I have both kinds now. There's the leaves that are like this, where the little holes in them are little, and the leaves themselves are much thinner. These are all cuttings from my newer plant. I'm not going to pull them out, the roots are very long. Point is that they're very narrow, and it's called narrow form. You can see the form is narrow. I also have the wide form, which is harder to come by now, which is fun. See the difference? Big leaves, big holes, little leaves, little holes. So now I have two Monstera plants. I've been pulling apart a bunch of my plants to trade because a lot of people have a lot of interesting plants. Oh, I also bought a Hoya. So this Hoya was $4, regular price $20. It was on for $8, but half off of the lowest price. It's not doing well, but that doesn't matter to me because I like growing things. It's not necessarily about having a perfect plant for me. It's not at all about having a perfect plant for me. It's mostly about making things grow. That makes me really happy. So this is a Hoya carnosa, which I didn't have. So now I have Hoya pubicalis, Hoya carnosa, and Hoya carnosa tricolor. I'm now a Hoya connoisseur, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, I have one other plant, also related to the Tradescantias. I think it is a Tradescantia. Tradescantia? I think it's Tradescantia. Anyway, it's related. Another handmade pot, handmade by me, out of clay that I dug out of my garden. Another purple leaf on the back, green on the front. I think that might be a thing that I like. Purple on the back, green on the front. I have another peperomia. This is a peperomia tricolor. A little BB, another handmade pot, handmade by me. Look at that flat bottom. Ooh, that little baby, so beautiful. I think I've come to a form that I really like in my pots now, which makes me happy. It's this round form with a flat bottom. So you see it's like bulbous around, but the bottom is still flat. I just dropped a succulent, one sec. You go back in here and you live your best hens and chicks life. Oh, I also bought hens and chicks, but I can't show them to you. They're just all throughout other cacti. Just to remind me to water them, I put baby plants. In the plants where I know I'm gonna forget to water them, I added baby plants so that I'll feel guilty. That works. I wanna go buy all the plants now. The plant centers are 90% healthy. 90% heather now though. Oh, for fall reasons, I guess. That's fair. And wreaths to put onto graves for your loved ones on Saturday, All Hallows Eve. Oh, that's why there were people at the garden center buying flowers. Like more than just one group. That makes sense. All Hallows Eve. Interesting. I love the bulbous version. Me too. Like you can see like you can see how I made my way there. It's like I started with it like round but going out, and then it got to a point where I was like round but going straight, and then it got to the, do I have another that's round? And then it got to these sorts of shapes. I really like these shapes. I think they look really cute. And since they have a hole in the bottom, it's okay that they're rounded because they don't need to put a it's not a cash pot. It's a it's the actual like terracotta pot, so I like the shape a lot. It makes me happy. I like making things that make me happy. I thought I had something else that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, my begonia. So I got this begonia for International Women's Day, my birthday, Valentine's Day. One of the things where Alex would get me a thing, I got this begonia and I almost killed it. Took cuttings, rooted the cuttings, planted the cuttings, and now my begonia Fedor is alive again. I mean, it's small, but it's not dead, so that's good. Isn't it cute? Bringing new leaves into this world. I'm so proud of you. So I'm a begonia mom too. Begonias, strings of things, Hoya, pretty much as long as it's got green on it, I'm pretty cool with it. I like plants. Hello, my name's Laura. I like plants. That's like how I can sell this. This is the marketing. Hi, I'm Laura. I like plants. Sometimes I cry when I'm on live, but sometimes I show you my plants. Sometimes both. Also, check out these 2 new trees I have. They're both Dracaena. My friend moved into a new place and her cats were climbing these trees, so she gave them to me, which is a great deal. All Hallows Eve is a big thing here. We all go put candles and wreaths on the graveyards, and it's calm and loving and magical. That sounds nice. That's not what it is here, but that sounds really nice. I ordered an American pawpaw tree seeds. They're a northern cold climate mango relative. I can't wait to grow them this spring. Good luck! I wish you luck. I've never seen one, which is weird because I am in North America. You'd think that it would be something that I would have sought out. Unfortunately, it's not something I've ever seen in real life. I do want to try one. I've heard the texture is weird, but cool. I hope that it grows for you, for real. I really do. Chloe, I tried to start an indoor kitchen herb garden. It all died in 2 weeks. Yeah, herbs don't want to be inside. Like, they'll do it, but they don't want to be inside. They're full sun outside. All these things are why I sub. Oh good, I'm glad. Hi, I cry. I like plants and yarn. Join me. Imagine standing in a field of 1,000 candles. Just go to California. Every field is like 1,000 candles. I know, too soon. California's on fire. But for real, that does sound lovely. Not the California on fire, the Sweden on fire. Not on fire. You know what I'm trying to say. Now we're all singing Jungle Books tunes. The bare necessities and the bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. That's why a bear can rest at ease, the simple bare necessities of life. Yeah, man. What a song. Oh, good. I'm glad, Candace. That's what you're thinking. Good. I'm glad I wasn't just saying crazy things. But anyway, I don't really have a lot otherwise to talk about. Mostly the big important things was my wrists are still bad, so I can't crochet. My childhood family dog died. I have a lot of new plants. Sometimes I cry on live stream. I'm COVID negative. And how to grab a pawpaw. Oh. Yeah. I obviously missed that part. I vote for you starting your own plant channel. Dina, can I just make plant videos and put it on my regular channel? Is that okay? T, I still prefer Laura, artistic chicken lady. Can I be artistic chicken plant lady? Can I have plants involved? Yarn chicken plant lady? Alex just said, you're an artist, do whatever you want. And I was like, you don't understand YouTubes. You can't just do that. So how are the chickens, the ones at your parents'? Oh, let's do that. Good idea. Okay, so yesterday I got 2 eggs. I have 14 chickens at my home right now, and I got 2 eggs. So not great in terms of production, but in terms of what I'm happy about, they're doing okay. They're being chickens. I mean, I do need to figure out, right? I think so, right, Candace? I can have any kind of channel I want. I can just post videos about stuff that I like. That's what YouTube started as. It got so specific. The longer like I've been on it, the more niche your channel has to be successful. But like my channel's doing okay. Like my channel is paying my bills now. So I might as well just do what I feel like, right? I think that makes sense. We understand you, Laura. I appreciate that, Dina. All Hallows Eve pick in Discord. Let me check that while I tell you. Oops, that's not what I was trying to do. While I tell you about the chickens. So everybody's doing okay. Buttercup. Oh, Chloe! What a cute sweater. Oh, what a babe. Oh, I love little kids in baggy clothes. Look at that. I'm getting tears in my eyes. Calm it down there, Laura. Chloe, your little baby is so sweet. A toddler version of the puffy sweater. Very cute. Okay, sorry. I'm looking for something in live stream discussions. Oh my goodness. Wow. Sweden's so cool. I should be from Sweden. Oh, Frida, can I come hang out? That looks like a great place to hang out with Millicent. And oh, she's so cozy too. Also, I love all the colors around you. You've got like a rainbow blanket, you got a cool rainbow outfit. I love it. Easier to keep track on one channel. I agree. Now we add singing and dancing to the list of talents. Oh, that's me. Singer and dancer Laura. Cringe, the idea. Sorry, let me get back out here so I can see what we're doing again. There we go. Let's start with videos. Yeah. Oh, Chloe, you're here. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here. Chloe, that was beautiful. Beautiful sweater. I was literally talking to friends last night about how sick old YouTube used to be. No rules, no ads, and weird. Totally! People would post a 30-second clip of their cat making noise on the same channel that was their DIY video. Like, it didn't matter. You just post what you want. Let's do that again. That's what I'll just do. Do it all here, much easier on one channel. I agree. Okay, so chickens are doing great. Buttercup is molting, so she looks like she's been grabbed and shaken by a dog. She hasn't. She just looks rough. She looks like she's been through something. The white chickens are great. I have got their mites under control. They all had mites or lice. I don't know. They're some type of bug that crawls on chickens. They're all under control now. I've bathed 2 of them hard baths where they like get a good scrub down and multiple rinses. Oh, I powdered them. I put diatomaceous earth on all of the chickens, so they should be good. What I'm going to do today, hopefully, is I'm going to go to that, it's like a lumber yard, but it's not. It's like a used lumber yard. Like, it's like a thrift store for construction equipment. That's what it is, or construction materials. Like there's bricks and wood, and they have a barn full of antique furniture. It's like, it's very small town thrift store vibes. So, is the Discord name Last Minute Laura too? I believe so. How do I, member list? No. Last Minute Laura. Invite people. Copy. Paste. Nope. Paste. Try this. That's the link for the Discord. Come on. There we go. Sorry, I can't do multiple things at one time. Oh, the link below here to the Discord. Very good. I hope I have 1,000 and 4,000 watch hours when it's time to get monetized. I hope you do too. What am I at now? I've got to be coming up on 48,000, I think. I'm going to be honest, I haven't checked in a little bit. What's the number? What have we got today? YouTube Studio. Let's have a look together, shall we? We are at 48,655 subscribers. We're almost at 50,000 for sure. We're gonna hit 50,000 by Christmas, by New Year's. Don't you think? I think. I'm pretty sure. I feel pretty confident that that's what's gonna happen. Holy mackerel. That'll be crazy. Join me, friends. Join me on the wild ride that is trying to get to 50,000. Not the watch hours. Not yet. Not yet, Frida. That posted a good 30 seconds before you did it on the screen. Really? That's weird. So there is a delay then. Sorry, there's a 30-second delay. I'm living in the future. Or I'm living in the past. You're living in the future? Regardless. It says my device is not compatible. Is it Android? I don't know. It should be everything. Discord? I believe you can get it on Android. I believe it's just like a website. Hold on. I like colors. I had a black period, not going back there. Good idea. And the blanket is a towel so the couch won't get purple from my hair. Should have just picked a rainbow couch then. I seem to recall saying that at the beginning of the year and you scoffed. Look at you now. Whatever, man. Dina, I'm not really working on it. Dina, I'm not really working on it, so... Well, that eventually it'll hit the time it needs to hit, right? I have so many plants. I don't know why I'm saying that like it's not an amazing thing. When I look around, I'm very happy. Just the idea of me putting all of these away again, not great. But I'll do it. It'll be fine. Yeah, I go the Discord on my Android tablet. There you go. I have it on my iMac. Oh, I think I might go for coffee after this. Oh, big stretches. You know when you stretch so good that you go deaf for a second? That just happened. Anywho, do you guys like hearing about plants? I know the ones of you that do like hearing about plants like hearing about it. That makes a lot of sense, Laura. But I can make a video like a plant tour. I mean, it's not going to be the way that plant channels are because I'm not a plant channel. I'm a whatever kind of channel you would call this channel. But I can show you all of the plants, like not necessarily individually, but I can do like a film the whole thing. If you want to see them, I'm happy to show you because you know it makes me happy to have them, so I'm happy to show them. But I caught you live, hurrah! Alyssa, or Elise, sorry, Elise. Sorry, I can only see the first A-L-Y-S. The rest is covered by plants, and then when I moved, I saw it wasn't Alyssa. I was thinking about doing lives where I work on jewelry. You so should, Frida. You so should. Mine is a Samsung Tutti. Interesting. I'm on a Samsung Android tablet. It's not even old. I need a coffee. Let's all go get coffee together. I like seeing what you do in your life. Oh, Frida. I like seeing what you do. I would love to watch you making jewelry. We learn stuff from you showing. Candace, that makes me happy too. I would love a plant tour. I'm determined to become a plant lady. I feel like if you're alive on the planet right now, there's probably a chance that you could become a plant lady just because the world is on fire and it's nice to be home inside of this womb full of plants, you know? Look, maybe I can access it as a web page if it won't download as an app. That's a possibility that you might be able to do it as a web page instead of an app. I don't know if I want a coffee or if I want hot chocolate though. I had a tea for this morning, so I think I might get a hot chocolate. You know, live on the edge a little. Speaking of living on the edge, I have to go. We're on the edge of 10 o'clock, and I'm going to go to that place. I have to sneeze again, but it's like stuck inside my brain still, you know? It's way back there, but it's coming. How's that, Frida? Did I do a better job that time? Bless me. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I have to clean up my plant mess, vacuum the carpet where I like dropped a bunch of dirt on the floor just now, and I also have to go to that store. Overview of what we talked about today, if you're just joining us. My loud Laura. That was loud. I want peppermint hot chocolate coffee. Ooh, can I come over for that? That sounds good. Overview. Lots of pets. Lots of plants. Lost my favorite pet in the world. I'm okay. I really am okay. I know I cried about it at the beginning of the stream. I'm okay with the fact that Cleo is gone. I'm sad about the fact that my best good girl got old and died. That's awful. And I'm sad that my parents are probably very sad. But I'm very happy. That's your Corona hug elbow. My Corona hug. I'm left-handed. I don't hug anybody except for my mom and dad. I don't understand. Can your channel BBC considered homesteading or homemaker? Yeah! Why not? I could be a homemaking, homesteading, arts and crafts bonanza. I want to be Martha Stewart minus prison time. You know? Can I just be Martha Stewart minus fraud? Honest Martha Stewart. I like all of her shows, except how come she didn't go to jail? It doesn't matter. It's besides the point. The point is, I like plants. I have to put all these plants away. Like I said, the overview is that I have a lot of plants. I'm going to show them to you more. And my heart is a little bit broken right now. That's all. It's just a little broken. It's okay. It's okay to be sad because my favorite dog in the whole world died. I know it's okay to be sad. I am sad, but I'm also not sad. I'm happy that she got to be put down before having to suffer for a very long time. Oh my, Martha's Frisian horse just died. Really? Speaking of Frisians, she did go to jail. She had a cell. Yeah, but like, she was on house arrest, really. She had a cell, but like, no. I loved her too before she got old and slightly wobbly. Is she slightly wobbly now? I haven't actually watched in a very long time. Oh, a beautiful big black majestic. There's a Frisian breeder just down the street. I didn't realize they bred Frisians, but they put up a sign that says Frisians, like majestic Frisians stables or something. They only do Frisians. Interesting. Thank you for the bless you. And also, maybe Germans are just odd. I mean, fact. Elbow bumps instead of heart. Oh, we haven't done elbow bumps. I just don't have people in my life that I hug, except for my mom and dad, and I'm hugging them anyway. I broke one of my string of turtles. Sorry, I just made eye contact with my plant, and it told me I did a bad thing. I regret the thing that I did. I broke it. My stomach just growled. Okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm losing attention. My attention is having a hard time maintaining itself for you guys. So I'm gonna go. I do love all of you. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me while I just basically had a minor breakdown. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's okay to cry when sad things happen, so it's fine. What's your process of choosing projects? Feeling a little lost with so many projects. Also so sorry for your loss. Thank you, Elise. In the future, with my diverse abilities, my process for choosing projects, it's whichever one isn't hurting me physically to do and is firing me up psychologically and emotionally. Whichever thing makes me feel the most alive at the time is the thing that I'm working on mostly. So right now it's plants because they don't hurt my hands and they make me feel very good to look at. Often it's crochet because that makes me feel very good to complete a project. No jail time. I didn't think she had jail time. She did house arrest, right? Would you make more money if it was listed as homestead or homemakers? I don't know. Maybe we'll do a little experiment and see if I can include some of those tags and see what happens. Well, sure, of course she got off easy. She's rich and white. She's white and rich. That's all. If she wasn't white, she wouldn't have gotten off as easy. And if she wasn't rich, she wouldn't have gotten off as easy. So that's the moral of the story. Be rich and white, and then you can do fraud. But also she does do cool crafts, so just let's pretend the fraud thing didn't happen, or only watch stuff from before the fraud times. Or something like that. That's weird. Anywho, can you sew with your machine? Yes, I can sew with my machine. My machine's actually just on the floor in the other room. I haven't been sewing with my machine, but I definitely can. Okay, friends, I'm gonna go. I'm having a hard time holding it together now. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to me cry. Thanks for listening to me talk about Cleo. You definitely do not have to feel sorry for me. She lived the best good life. You don't have to feel sorry for her. She lived an amazing life. She got to live on a farm. She got to have 4 kids, like human kids that she got to love. She was loved from the day she was brought home until the day she died. She was fully loved the whole time. So Cleo lived a great life. I love her. I definitely dealt with my mourning by buying a bunch of plants. I hope you enjoyed seeing them. And I will see you guys in a week. I will see you on Tuesday. I'm going to have a video coming out I filmed it already. It's really cool. Well, I think it's cool. I made another jam. This one is like a hybrid. Interesting. I called it Laura's Winter Elixir Jam because it doesn't make any sense, but it tastes good. But anyway, I will see you guys on Tuesday for a video and then on Wednesday for another stream. So I'll probably pop in and out of the Discord this week a little bit more just because I'm like back more here now. But anyway, another angel over the Rainbow Bridge. Yep. I mean, she sent a lot of angels to that Rainbow Bridge, mostly birds, wild birds, a goose, several rabbits. She sent a lot of animals over that bridge, but it was her time. So 16, almost 17 years old. It was a good time to die for her. That sounds so much darker than it is in real life. But anyway, I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a week, and hope you have a good week. Take care of each other. Hug your pets. Hug your pets extra for me. Give them a good hug. Totally free to give a thumbs up. Definitely click the thumbs up button. It definitely helps the channel grow. I do appreciate it. I meant no jail time for you. No copycasting allowed. Oh yes. No jail time, please. Okay. Love you all. Have a good rest of your times, and I will see you next time.